What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today we're going to be showcasing one of the most diabolical Pokemon in the Open Great League meta. We're of course talking about Shadow Kanto Marowak, one of the picks that has the most high damage output in the game. It's got great pacing with Bone Club, great coverage with Rock Slide, and pairing it with Jellicent as well as Licky Licky is a very strong team. Really quick, before we get into the battles, I want to say if you're not currently subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. It helps out quite a bit and I'd really appreciate it. But let's get into the battles and see what this team can do. Alright, Shadow Kanto Marowak into Morgrem. Dude, I saw one of these yesterday. Is this thing actually good? I know it's like... it's got Foul Play, right? It's bulkier than Grimmsnarl, which is good, because Grimmsnarl is a very squishy Pokemon. But I do outpace them to the second attack. It takes 6 Sucker Punches to reach the first Foul Play, and the second Foul Play. I don't know why I'm saying it like that. But I can outpace here, potentially. It's good that I'm getting this away from my Jellicent. That would be pretty bad, potentially. They should be at 3 right now. Okay, they shield that for 5. Interesting. I have no idea what to team read in the back line. Like, they've got to have Steel-type answers. So maybe Fire-types in the back? That would be good for me, actually. 6, 7, 8, 9. This is weird. I'm gonna no-shield this. I don't have a great way to farm this down. But, I'm imagining once Morgrem is out of the way, my Jellicent is going to be a little bit more flexible. I will end up taking a move here, though. Oh, whoa. They come in with an Empoleon, which, that's a good bait-out, I suppose, of my Jellicent. But since I have a secondary answer to Empoleon, they probably figured that my Marowak was my only Steel-type answer here. I can... Well, the Hydro? I think Drill Peck's probably the play unless they're on a really spicy moveset, which, I guess, to be honest, as a Morgrem user, they probably are. But my plan here is to just knock this out, maybe shield that Morgrem's energy, and then go for, like, a Hex down there, and have some energy coming out of the matchup for the final Pokemon. But I don't really want to take a third Hydro Cannon here, so it might be crazy, it might be really stupid, but I think I'm going to go for a Surf here, just to finish this off before another move's thrown, just because I need to save a shield for the Morgrem's energy. It's got a Foul Play loaded, right? And it's not like they can Sucker Punch us down here at this point. Whoa. Yeah, you get a Shadow Ball off. That's pretty big. Okay, I think we're fine this game. That is not what I was expecting in the back. I don't really know what I was expecting, but definitely was not Charge-a-Bug. But I got a Shadow Ball there. I can Shadow Ball here with my Licky Licky as well. And yeah, we just roll out down the rest of that Morgrem. And we should be fine. Which is good, because I don't want to lose to Morgrem to start out the day. That'd be kind of embarrassing. Okay, that is enough to knock out. 1 rollout should be enough. No, okay, 2. Whatever, fine. Morgrem's a little bit bulkier than I give it credit for, but we still get the win. Love to see it. Alright, we got our next battle. We'll see Shadow Marowak into Jellicent. Alright, is this a matchup that I can 2-shield through? I think it was back in the day. I don't know if, like, currently with the Hex buff... with Hex in the way that it is, maybe I can't 2-shield through this, but I think I probably can. We'll see. I'm going to go for the Bone Clubs. Mud Slap and Bone Club still adds up quite a bit no matter what in the 2-shield matchup. Yeah, I bet I can farm that down. Surely. But we'll figure this out. They're going to go for the Surf. It's going to draw a shield. I don't know if the next Bone Club quite guarantees a knockout here. Honestly, I think they survive on 1 HP. So I'm going to go for the crazy play of just going down 2 shields. So I'm going to go just straight up for the Mud Slap down at this point. They might switch out. They might give me the farm down. Oh yeah, I get a full farm down, but just barely here. But Marowak's energy, ground and rock type damage, some of the best coverage you can have in the game. Oh nice, and a Guzzlord's what comes in here. I should be able to get 3 Bone Clubs off potentially against this. And I also avoid this matchup with my own Jellicent, so that should be hopefully good. We'll see. Oh, they throw after 4. That's only a Brutal Swing. I know for a fact that's not going to be a big attack like, I don't know, Dragon Claw. That would, in fact, knock us out here. So they're at 4, so 1 right now. But I have the Bone Club ready. We'll see if they are going to shield this or not. They do. Okay, but I get another one off. So either I get the second shield, or I put this thing down pretty low. Probably even into rollout down range, potentially. So Marowak putting in a lot of work. Yeah, they let that go. They're at 2, so 1 away from a Brutal Swing. Okay. Well, that's pretty good to see. I probably should have just switched out here, though. Not gonna lie. But we'll see what they want to do. I probably shouldn't have body slammed no matter what. But I'm gonna... Oh, they... What am I doing? I don't know. We're trying to lose this game. This is not an overheat, though. Just a weather ball. I'll switch out now, because now their energy is pretty low, to the point where I can probably, survive an energy ball and still get to a surf. Unless they're not running energy ball, there's a chance they're on just like either Scorching Sands or Solar Beam or something crazy. No, it is energy ball. Okay. I think we're still fine here, though, right? Because that Guzzlord, at this point, is going to be in surf range if they happen to bring it back in. And, I mean, if they do bring it in, then I can farm them down with my Licky Licky. Okay. Was that a catch, or was that just a straight-up knockout against the Ninetales? I mean, either way, I think we're in a pretty good spot. Okay, Ninetales just goes down. That should be game, right? They might get a farm down against us. No, I can just switch. So we should be fine here. They're actually one away from the second Brutal Swing. Hold on. This could be a little bit scary if they get 2 Brutal Swings off against us and that knocks us out. Okay, maybe not. Maybe they were another one away, but I think they might have been at the Brutal Swing there. I think they could have potentially tried to snipe us down, and then it would have been a race with Hex damage and Dragon Tail damage, but I mean, either way, we'll take the win there. That was an interesting team. Not quite as interesting as the Morgrem, though. Alright, we got our next battle. We'll see Marowak into Marowak. Alright, Battle of the Bone Clubbers. We'll see what they want to do, and we'll see who wins CMP here as well. I know that there's, like, certain IV spreads that can survive just a little bit better in this matchup. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not the biggest Marowak enthusiast in the world, so I don't know exactly what those are. But I do lose CMP, so I'm just gonna no-shield the first attack. I think I can survive this and get off another Bone Club here no matter what. So that's what we're gonna attempt to do. In comes the Bone Club. Do we see a shield? No, they let that go as well. Okay. Yeah, like, mine's actually surviving quite a bit better than theirs is. Interestingly enough, though, they end up going for the extra Mud Slap, so maybe they're going to try to shield and farm us down and win Switch? No, they actually just give up Switch here to try to get some energy on their Feraligatr, but that's fine by me. I have Licky Licky. That even down energy is pretty fine to this Pokemon. 6. Alright. So they're at 6 right now, 1 past the Hydro Cannon. So we'll see how they play this out, if they try to go for a catch or something. Okay. Well, I probably should have Shadow Balled this. But maybe they think I Shadow Balled this. I didn't see if that was a Shadow or a non-Shadow here. Yeah, okay, they let that go. That's actually a pretty smart no-shield by them. 5, 6. But I mean, still, I'm in a pretty decent spot here, where I have put them closer to Hex down range. But these Rage Fists are super effective. And I don't love that. 8. Alright. This is going to be a little bit of a scary game. We'll see how it's going to play out. They're at 8, so they have 4 right now. 5, 6, 7, 8. It's crazy how spammy Primeape is here. Oh, man. I think I lose this game. I don't know if I can win it. They're at 4 again. Oh, but they switch out. Interesting. I'll Shadow Ball here. And this might be a really bad play, but I'm going to stay in and Shadow Ball, because I don't think my Licky Licky would have an easy way to finish this thing off. And if my Jellicent is still around, I can potentially go for a Hex down against them if they close combat my Licky Licky. But we'll see. They instantly throw a move. I don't know if this is a close combat. I don't think it can be, right? I think they were only at 4 when they swapped. It's a Rage Fist, so yeah, we survived that, actually. And we just go for the Body Slam. Okay, well, that was maybe the worst way I could have played out that endgame. I should have just Shadow Balled the Primeape, but they no-shielded the Body Slam, and they made it really close. But we'll take that. Next battle. Let's see if we can get a good lead here. We've had some interesting leads so far today. Guzzlord, okay. So again, not really a good lead, I'd say, but I don't hate this, especially because my Jellicent is so bad at this Pokemon. So if I get to avoid that matchup, that's probably a good thing. And I mean, they're forced going for Brutal Swings into us, unless they're running a unique moveset like Dragon Claw. And Bone Club and Mud Slap is going to add up a little bit quicker than Dragon Claw, or Dragon Tail plus Brutal Swing. They're at 5. So it could be a Dragon Claw here, actually. But we'll just no-shield this. And we'll figure out if they do throw the big move or not. No, that's just the Brutal Swing. So they're at 6. I think I can one-shield farm this all the way down. They'll get a decent amount of fast move pressure into us here, but I'll come out with a Rock Slide, or maybe like back-to-back Bone Clubs, depending on what they want to do. Yeah, we get that full farm down here. Nearly 2 Bone Clubs ready. What's about to come in? Oh, nice. It's Jellicent. This might be a crazy play, but I'm going to go for back-to-back Rock Slides here. Because Rock Slide does do a little bit more raw damage than a Bone Club, and I don't think I'd get 3 Bone Clubs off. So I might as well just get the maximum amount of efficiency out of my Marowak here. And I do have my Licky Licky as a nice way to absorb the damage and energy this Pokemon can throw into us. Oh, nice, we get a shield there too. That's kind of big, because now I'm not, like, down shields, I guess. Very obvious statement by me, but, you know, it's still true. They'll go for a Surf here. That does 3-shot us over time. But in the back is a Shadow Scizor. And we survive at any move they throw here, so I'm going to no-shield this. It's probably a Trailblaze, as that does get a guaranteed boost. And it does do a little bit more raw damage. But I should be able to survive the Bullet Punch damage here to be able to get to 2 more Surfs against this thing. We're at 1. We need to survive 3 more Bullet Punches to get the next one off. And it will be a little bit close, saying Shadow Scizor has so much damage on it. But I can survive. We get the Surf. We still have a shield for that Jellicent. And I honestly don't think we really need that shield anyway, because Licky Licky's getting close to a Shadow Ball. And they don't have enough energy to get to a couple of Surfs against us. Nice. Alright. That was an interesting team. Honestly, a pretty smart team, but luckily ours was just a little bit more neutrally well-positioned against them, and it worked out. Alright, next opponent. I think we're on a pretty good win streak. I cannot speak. This might be our last game in the set, is what I'm very poorly trying to say. And we see a Florges on the lead, which is kind of a strange Pokemon to see for Marowak. Like, it's not bad. Oh, they throw on 5, which I don't know is the best play. That guarantees here that they have to throw in bad timing again to outpace us to the second attack, but it also does guarantee that they can debuff my attack before I throw a Bone Club. So they will survive just a little bit easier here than one might prefer. But that's fine. Because, as I said, now they have to throw in bad timing again, or I can get their shield with my next Bone Club, so we'll see what they want to do. Nice, they throw in bad timing a second time here. And now I can do 3 more Mud Slaps, throw my Bone Club, and we'll see how they play this out. Or maybe they switch out here. Oh, do I farm down? I might even farm down. I do, okay. I think the play is probably always just switch out into my Licky Licky and save this energy. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's a little bit scary that they come in with a Gourgeist here of all things. And they have a lot of energy there in the backline on that Pokemon. But I feel like that's still not a terrible play to go for. Save the energy on Marowak. And hopefully, I can save my Licky Licky a little bit here. 6. Oh, man. This is so awkward. I don't know exactly what I should do here. I'm just going to spam out Body Slams because I want to save some energy, and I want to stall the Switch Clock a little bit more if I can. So we'll just go for this. Over time, chip them down, and we'll see how they play this out. Oh, why did I... Okay, so, kids, don't throw the Rock Slides into the Euphisks. I thought this was the other move. But this is just BM. Yeah, this is just, a lesson in BM coming through here from Itzaxon. Sometimes you gotta go for the Rock Slides. The good news is I wouldn't have got 3 moves anyway. The bad news is now I look a little bit foolish here. Oh, they let that go. Interesting. They throw on pretty bad timing to get this Seed Bomb off first, which I think is fine. I'm going to no-shield this. They are at back-to-back attacks here, though, which is a little bit scary. But I'll just go for the Shadow Ball. And, I mean, at this point, I am pretty close to my next Shadow Ball as well. So we'll see how they play this out. They shield that, okay. Oh! I thought I'd survive that. Oh, boy. I thought I'd survive that and be able to, like, try to catch the move. That Incinerate actually just got us there. That is unfortunate. I'm going to shield this up. It's almost certainly a Shadow Ball. I do survive a Shadow Ball, technically, But they're at back-to-back here. Oh, man, this is so bad. I needed to go for a bait. They're gonna be able to combo play. Yeah. Man, I thought I'd survive on my Licky Licky and either force a Seed Bomb out of them, or, be able to catch it on my Jellicent. But no, the Incinerate was just enough damage there. That's gotta have been, like, just down to the percentage, just enough damage to knock us out. That's tragic. It's a 4-1 set, which isn't bad, but I feel like I played that set pretty poorly. I feel like I could have done better. So we'll play the next one better. Alright, next opponent. We'll see Marowak into Tentacruel. Okay, there we go. Well, that's a really good lead. And we've learned that Bone Club is on the right. We want to go for the Bone Club here. We do not want a Rock Slide. Oh my goodness, they come in with a Diggersby. That is a relic of the past right there. I'm going to do some of these Mud Slaps and then swap into my Jellicent. Which, I mean, the main reason I'm doing this is because 2 Surfs are actually just not quite enough damage to knock out a Diggersby from full HP. But after the Mud Slap damage, it should be. And yeah, the energy here is pretty inefficient into Jellicent. I mean, Scorching Sands, over time, might be able to knock us out after 2 of them, like, with a lot of quick attacks, but honestly, I don't think that's going to happen. And Jellicent's also not that bad into Tentacruel, mainly because you have access to Shadow Ball against them. They're doing resisted Poison-type Fast Move Pressure. Alright, nice catch. On Mandibuzz, though. So I guess on paper, we kind of just RPS this guy pretty hard, right? We have our Marowak still around, and Licky Licky here. While it's not the best answer to this Pokemon, it's not bad either. Because, I mean, they do a lot of neutral damage to us, but I have super effective rollout. I have Body Slam, which is super spammy. And a lot of Mandibuzz's energy is just like, I guess Foul Play is not too inefficient, but Air Slash especially is just not a great fast move. Alright, they're gonna go here for probably a Foul Play, maybe a Dark Pulse, depending on how crazy they are. I'd be surprised with the Air Slash Dark Pulse moveset, though. Alright, we'll go for a Body Slam right before they can switch out. That way, the switch clocks won't be quite as desynced as they were a second ago. But they're likely just gonna save this energy and switch out to either their Diggersby. Okay, yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm very fine just throwing this into Diggersby here. Because, again, like, Body Slam's gonna do enough to basically knock them out. And my Marowak has a lot of energy on it. They let that go, which I guess you're allowed to do that. But I don't know if I would recommend it at this point. I have another Body Slam ready to go. I can just sacrifice my Licky Licky at this point. It's done its job, right? They instantly throw an attack here. Maybe expecting me to come in with Jellicent after that Body Slam. But I feel like at this point, I don't really need to swap. Okay, they either undercharge that or it's just not quite enough damage to knock us out. But now I can just bring in Jellicent here. It's done its job for the most part, which is just to slow down this Diggersby, right? I should be able to Mud Slap this down, go for, maybe even a Bone Club would be enough to knock out that Mandibuzz at this point, and then, like, Mud Slap through the rest of that Tentacruel. I'm going to shield one of these attacks. I'm not going to shield the second, though. I'm going to save the shield for a potential, whatever it's called, you know. I guess a Rock Slide here. I want to save a shield for a Scald, potentially. And I don't know if a Bone Club would be quite enough to knock out, so I'm going to guarantee it with a Rock Slide. Yeah, they let that go, hoping that I go for a Bone Club bait. They do have a catch opportunity, but I think I have enough energy here that it doesn't really matter if they do get a catch-off. Yeah, in comes the Tentacruel. We're just one Mud Slap away from a Bone Club, so at this point, we should be able to just pretty consistently win this as long as a catch doesn't happen. But if they do catch, you know, still a way for them to win the game. Because it's on Poison Sting especially, right? Yeah, I guess that could be a Scald. Watch for the catch. They do get the debuff. They're trying to catch. Nice. You can kind of see when they're trying to catch sometimes, because they just pause for a second, where they're just trying to not be locked in a fast move animation. So if you can see that happening, you can guarantee a catch doesn't come through. We have back-to-back Bone Clubs. We did get debuffed, so maybe it doesn't knock out, but yeah, just one is all we need. We get the win. Love to see it. Alright, next battle. We'll see Marowak into Dunsparce. Don't see that too often, but honestly, I always love the Mud Slappers into the rollout users, just because you do resist that fast move pressure. Whoa, Shadow Talonflame comes in. That is an interesting pick to see. What do I want to do here? Honestly, I'm gonna shield this. It might be a bad shield, but it also is a good shield, so, you know, so be it. I'm gonna go for the Body Slam as well. That way I guarantee that I can outpace them to the next one. I could have thrown after 3 rollouts, but then I would have guaranteed I would have only got 1 Body Slam into them before they get their next move off, and yeah, look at that. They ended up shielding here, which is why I went for that 1 rollout into Body Slam play. This way, there's no, like, CMP shenanigans where they can, like, potentially win that CMP. Oh, they shield that? That's insane to me. Okay, well, I just shield this and roll out down now, right? Especially because they threw on alignment. They might switch to Dunsparce now, though. And if they do, I can mirror the swap. Oh, well, this is kind of unfortunate for them. It's like just an ABC RPS against them, the perfect RPS against their team. I feel a little bit bad for that one, but also I kind of don't because I hate Shadow Talonflame, so we'll definitely take the win. All right, next battle. We'll see Marowak into Altaria. Don't love this lead, but I can switch out. I have that power. So that's what we're going to do. We'll swap and see if they stay in, or if they're going to swap themselves. They're staying in for a second here, which is kind of interesting. Yo, what? Where do these Morgrems come from? I am so confused. I must not have been told that this is the new meta Pokemon everyone's trying out. Luckily, I didn't throw a Shadow Ball into this. That would have been kind of bad. But I don't quite two-shot with Body Slam. It's not quite as good of a matchup for Licky Licky as the OG Grimmsnarl matchup was. But I mean, I should survive this move. I should get another Body Slam off, and that should be pretty good for us. Do I survive 5 more Sucker Punches? I think I actually do, which is also pretty nice, because I'm on my 2 cycle now for Body Slam. So if they shield us up, I think I can get a Body Slam off unless they throw a move. Okay, they just let that go, actually. Either they're not weak to Marowak, or they're really weak to Licky Licky. Kind of hard to say which it is. Ah. Well, that's not great. But I have Shadow Ball. I don't love seeing the Venusaur. They are so soft to Ice-type damage. I'm so weak myself, to Grass on my team, and they get an 8 Vine Whip head start, which is probably game over. Oh my goodness. If they got like 5 Vine Whips, very playable. 8 Vine Whips, not so much. And this is so bad. This is so bad, it's not even funny. I have to shield this up. They have a Sky Attack loaded as well on that Altaria that they could probably... that Sludge Bait is meaningless. Oh, okay, nice catch, I guess. I should have seen that coming, but it's like, no matter what happens this game, I'm in so much trouble. They just have us. They just have us. I don't think there's a way to win this. I don't think there is, at least. Maybe I get a shield with this Rock Slide, in which case there could still be a chance. But I would be surprised if they shield this up. Oh, they do shield. Okay, so now my win con is pretty clear, right? I have to get to back-to-back Shadow Balls, and I have to hope that Shadow Ball is going to be enough damage to knock out this Altaria before I get completely destroyed by the fast move pressure and stuff here. This is going to be a weird game. I'll take 2 Sky Attacks for sure before I get to back-to-back moves. But I do survive that. Man. I don't know if I have enough damage here. We'll see. They might also try to swap into Venusaur at some point here, but I don't think they're 1 away from a Frenzy Plant, right? They should be like 2 or 3 away. So I can react to it. I have back-to-back. They don't go for a catch, which is good for me. But what's bad is the fact that this might not be enough damage to knock out still. We'll see. Please be enough. Yeah, it's not quite. Okay. I do knock out the Venusaur, but they get the 2 Vine Whips in, which means now it's down to my Marowak trying to Mud Slap down the Altaria. Oh! Okay, we actually get it. I did not think that was gonna happen. I don't know how we just won that game. Alright, next battle here. Gonna be hard to top that last one, I'm not gonna lie. Marowak into Shadow Mightyena. I mean, oftentimes you see these teams, and they're the worst teams imaginable. You know, like the most degen shenanigans that you'd expect. So we'll see, I guess. what they're going to do here. They normally Poison Fang. I'm going to call this, and I'm going to be so sad when they don't. Oh, they do. Okay, let's go. So I should be able to get 2 shields down from them. And I get a lot of fast move pressure here, too. So they're at 2-3. Right now. So 3 away from another Poison Fang. They do shield once. 4, 5. Alright, so they're 1 away from a Poison Fang. They'll come out of this matchup with it. And I'm just hoping at this point that my Jellicent is going to be good once Mightyena's gone. 6. Alright. So they knock us out there. Can I roll out down before they get to 2 attacks? 4. I'm going to shield this up because I feel like they go for a crunch here, but they might Poison Fang to try to get 2 moves off against us. They do. Oh, okay. Interesting. They come in with the Azumarill here now. I would not be surprised with Basti in the back at all. And if that's the case, we're still in a little bit of a scary spot. And, I mean, that Mightyena is still around, right? That thing is still pretty close to a crunch. They're not quite there yet, though. So, I think what my plan is here is go for the next Shadow Ball, obviously, but then just farm down, shield the second Play Rough, and have energy coming out of this matchup. We'll see, though, what they do. Hydro Pump? Okay, well, that's amazing. That means they're likely on Ice Beam Hydro Pump, which is slightly better for my Jellicent. And it looks like that might have been a CMP tie, which I think is fine for me if it is. Yeah, it is. I was going to shield this up, but I guess, knowing it's resisted, I'm not going to. But this could be a bad play. Oh, it's an Ice Beam. That's a crazy Ice Beam. Oh, and it's a Fortress in the back. Wait a second. That is not Bastiodon. Maybe I should have Surfed here for better pacing. Do I get knocked out by 3 Volt Switches? I actually don't. I actually do! I swear! My damage ranges are the worst in the game. I don't understand it. But, like, I just don't know my damage ranges anymore. I used to know them. I just don't know them anymore. I wish I could tell you why. Oh, but that's enough. I guess the Shadow Ball from the Licky Licky is just enough. I could have sworn. I thought I'd survive that Volt Switch. It doesn't matter, though. We actually take down a Mightyena team when we're not actually that strong against Mightyena, so that's the moral of the story. Alright, next battle here. We gotta round out the gameplay. We gotta really tighten it up here. We've had some interesting matches so far that I probably could have been a little bit cleaner at. And we see a Diggersby again. Why is Diggersby back? I do not know. But it's here. It's having a good time. It's quick attacking us, like usual. But I can survive the Scorching Sand, so we no-shield this. And we hope they don't debuff us. Fire Punch? That is not the play. Maybe they thought that I'd always shield that up. Because, like, Scorching Sands does do a decent amount of damage, but that's a crazy attack. They're at 4, 5, 6. So they're 1 away from a Scorching Sands again. I guess we'll see what they're gonna do. 7. I think I'm gonna shield this up, and if they Fire Punch again, I can catch the next one. That likely would imply they're not on Scorching Sands. Okay, well, they must not be on Scorching Sands. Yeah, we'll just catch this on Licky Licky. Diggersby is generally a pretty good Licky Licky answer, so I'm hoping once this thing's been whittled down quite a bit, it's gonna be better for me in the back. That's not great. Why is there a Ferrothorn? They are so weak to fighting type damage. That is not funny. I guess, like, as far as grass types go, though, there's worse grass types for my team to see, right? So we still have some play here. I wish I got a rollout sneak against that Diggersby on the catch, but the timing didn't work out for it. But Shadow Ball is still, well, it would have hurt if they would have let that go. Are they going to throw instantly here, or are they going to just, like, shield and overfarm? They do throw instantly, huh? Okay. Okay. I don't know what to do. I don't know what they have in the back. They're scared of Licky Licky, though. That's all I can say. Alright. They're at 4 right now, so they have the next Power Whip. I wish I had back-to-back Bone Clubs. I'm not quite there yet. They shield that, though. Okay. That's big. 7. Well, the fact they're farming us down is actually kind of bad. I thought they might throw energy. This is bad. I gotta swap. Oh, I'm gonna take a Power Whip to the face. I have to hope that I can one-shot whatever's in the back with either a Surf or a Power Whip. No, a Shadow Ball. I don't have Power Whip. That's what they have. Okay. Well, that's not great. Ah. I know a Shadow Ball is not enough to one-shot them, but the Bullet Seed damage they've got against us is just enough to put us into Shadow Ball range first. That is so sad. Like, that's so close to being a winnable game. It's... If it was a squishier Ghost type, like a Gourgeist, I'd have enough in the tank. But yeah, just... I get Hexed down. Oh, man, that's so sad. Again, I think that's the Game 5 loss. When we're, like, 4-0. Why would you throw this? Why would you ever throw this against us? That is remarkably BM. You have a Diggersby and a Ferrothorn, and you choose to Power Whip us. That is rude. Oh, man. That's fine, you know. We didn't want back-to-back 5-0s. We wanted back-to-back 4-1s where we lose the 5th game. All right, what does that get us up to? I don't think we had much of a chance that match. 31-15 is not too bad, though. Yeah, this team worked out pretty well here today. I don't know why I can't win a decisive Game 5 to get that 5-0 for the life of me, but I guess it doesn't matter. It still worked out pretty well. So if you want to give Shadow Kento Marowak a try, give this team a go. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.